has the same rules, so keep your dog on a leash. Your canine on the line. You need poochie control. And everything will be fine. Keep your mutt on the rope. Your bow wow on a tether. Keep your puppy in chains. And don't you ever let your tail wag a scatter. Oh yeah.
All right. Welcome back. This is my attempt to produce a short live stream. So if you will bear with me, and it's, as always, a pleasure to chop it up with you all. What you just watched was a collaboration. Right here you see Kevin Russell, Austin Animal Center, the Trail Foundation, Austin Parks Foundation, Austin Parks and Recreation, Animal Advisory Commission, Austin Parks and Recreation Board. My goodness. So they all teamed up and got together to produce that. That is one out of 2 different videos that were produced today, along with this article that was published today. Again, on this channel, I am bringing you always new, recent news. I'm not digging in the past for anything. That's why I keep telling people there's an influx of things that needs to be talked about, because these dog nutters are constantly doing something. They're constantly looking for more ways to ruin people's health or endanger people. Now, the city of Austin is involved with this. You would expect a gathering of all of these professionals, these lawmakers and whatnot. You would expect them to come together and put forth something educational, something that contains facts, something that's mature. This is a serious subject. This is their dog leash awareness campaign. Okay? The city of Austin teamed up with these musicians and whatnot. Kevin Russell, Andrea McGee, who is a musician, teamed up with the city of Austin to raise awareness of the importance of keeping dogs on a leash. Now, why are dog lovers such perpetual liars? Why are they so dishonest and delusional? It is just a never-ending wave of lies, delusion, and dishonesty when it comes to dog lovers. Now, y'all saw that video. Some people look at it, say, ha ha. Keep your dog on a leash. I like it. It's cute. But this is not a laughing matter. And I thought this was very poor taste. Nothing educational. Just goofing about. I was offended by that. All the stories I've covered of bloodshed, mutilations. I don't want to see you dancing around and singing, being a goofball over the subject. When you're talking about what can cause and does cause mutilations all across the country, I don't think it's funny. Now, that was one video. Now look at this one and listen to this one.
furry back and a heart that's filled with gold.
Just so you know, they are showing the captions down here. Okay? I don't want y'all to miss that. 4 paws and a furry back. A furry back? These weird, cringe descriptions. I just can't. Right? Let's continue.
And a heart that's filled with gold. And all they need is love.
All they need is love. Here's where the delusion and the perpetual lying comes in. Why do you have to lie? Love does nothing to dogs. Dogs don't feel or give love. This is a fact. Now, I know some of you nutters, you're not that well informed, so you truly believe dogs can love. No, they can't. Based on science, it's been scientifically proven they cannot love. That's a complex human emotion, just like guilt. And it's actually more sophisticated than guilt. It has been proven that dogs cannot feel guilt. And if you can't feel guilt, you can't love. You wouldn't attack someone that you loved, but when a dog attacks, they feel no guilt. Anything that can't feel guilt cannot love. Let's continue.
It's a human world, so we gotta teach them.
It's a human world, so we have to teach them.
It's a human world, so we gotta keep them right.
Keep them right. Teach them and keep them right. Teach them to do what? To not attack people? No, thank you. And I certainly don't want to trust people like this. Why is it always some 80-pound woman with a massive dog? Somebody we all know can't control the thing. This thing tries to attack you, it's going to attack you. And this is the leash awareness? Okay, let's continue.
And if you love her,
and if you love them,
let's leash them.
Let's leash them. It's talking about the dogs. If you love the dogs, leash them.
Let's teach them.
Let's teach them how to be.
And if you love her,
let's teach them how to be. Teach them not to attack people. That's not putting them on a leash is not teaching them to not attack. It's just restraining them. And I'm sorry, I probably skipped over the fact that the reason why you supposed to keep dogs on a leash is to protect other people from the dogs. Of course, you never sang about that. I know you didn't write about that and put that in your lyrics. That's why. What are we talking about? Oh, keep them on the leash for the dogs. It's for them, for their own safety. As if when dogs are off leash, dogs are the ones that get mutilated. As if when dogs are off leash, the dogs are in danger. No, everybody else is in danger. What are you talking about? Why the constant delusion, dishonesty, and lies? Anything that's full of lies, deceit, delusion, you shouldn't be a part of. It's not righteous. It's immoral. It's everything negative. Now, she repeated again. She said, and if you love them,
let's leash them.
Let's leash them.
Let's teach them and keep them safe and free.
And keep them safe and free. Let's finish.
And if you love her, let's leash them, let's teach them, and keep them safe and free.
Keep them safe and free. Dogs the only creatures that are not free. And y'all want to sing about keeping them free? Free is all the other animals you see out in the world free. So how is leashing dogs a way of keeping them free? I did not get that. That one threw me off. But what threw me off even more is the fact that the real reason you're supposed to keep these things on a leash, this is what they're designed for. The purpose truly is to keep everybody else safe. Now, seeing that dogs prefer to attack children, children make up over 50% of all dog attack victims, yet children only make up 17% of the population here in the United States. The main reason you're supposed to leash the dog is to protect children from the dogs, to prevent your dog from mauling children. That's the main thing. The second most targeted demographic is the elderly. But of course you wouldn't put that in your lyrics. Of course you wouldn't sing about that. Of course you would not sing about the dog bringing harm to anyone at all, would you? Instead, you would only sing about harm coming to the dog. How is that supposed to happen? Keep them safe. Keep a leash on them to keep them safe. You know how disrespectful that is? Again, all you young children who follow the channel, this is what the adults think about you. Every day, dogs attack some 7,000, they bite some 7,000 children here in the United States. Over 1,000 every day needs emergency care treatment. Right? It's somewhere around 1,000 children alone, emergency care treatment. Children are not attacking dogs. Children are not sending dogs to the ER. This is a one-sided affair. Only kids are being injured, mutilated. But yet they want to sing songs about keeping the dog safe. From who? From what? This is how much the adults care about you, youngsters. They're not singing a song about keeping you safe from the dogs. They don't care about keeping you safe, which is why they bring dogs into your home and let them live inside your home and force you to tolerate it. And force you to cross your fingers and hope that the dog never rips your face off. They truly want to keep you oblivious to even the possibility of that happening. So they constantly have to lie to you and tell you that it is your best friend, that it wouldn't harm a hair on your head. Dog culture requires a lot of lying, dishonesty, avoidance of the truth. This little goofy country song, which was a good sounding song acoustically. Okay, it had a good rhythm. It's very catchy. I can see how dog lovers would eat this up. But it's full of denial, delusion, lies, dishonesty. When dogs are loose, and they have bully breeds in this commercial, when bully breeds are loose, these labs that they've shown here, only people are in danger. It's only people whose safety has been compromised, not the dogs. Hello? Did you really need somebody to tell you that? No, you knew that. But you're a liar. You nutters are dishonest and delusional. So you personally want to believe that the dog is a perpetual victim. Even after it attacks someone, in your mind, it's still a victim, and that it's not the dog's fault. As much of a threat and a danger as dogs are, you mean to tell me all of these respected, you mean y'all came from the four corners of the earth to make this a goofy, worthless song that does not deal with reality whatsoever? Congratulations. Bravo. Good for you. But listen, I'm not impressed at all. You may as well not have done or said anything. This to me is complete. It's insane. This is insanity. And they're trying to reinforce the insanity of other dog lovers. And it really bends over backwards to blind themselves from the true threat. And that is the threat that the dogs present to people, primarily children. That's the true threat. When dogs are off leash, those are the, y'all remember, right? That video, that dog off leash, it ran around two adults. Around two adults. It maneuvered around two adults to get to a child. Okay? So you have a dog off leash, adults, children walking. The dog darted toward the child as if it couldn't even see the adults. So why don't you want to face this fact? The fact that dogs view kids, the smaller the child, the more the dog will view them as something to maul. How long? I mean, how? How could you ignore the real threat? See, they don't want to sing about that. They don't want to write no song about keeping you safe from dogs, because dogs are more important than you. All of these dog lovers, I told y'all this is a culture of abuse, of child abuse. All dog lovers who have kids, especially these large dogs, these people are expressing their preference for dogs over their own flesh and blood. Each and every household, this is the case. Anybody who believes their child's safety is priority, they're going to demonstrate it. You don't just say it. See, nutters, I know y'all like to talk. No, that's not true. My child's safety is priority. I love my child. But your actions say something else. Your actions say the exact opposite. So I'm going to roll with your actions. When you believe your child's safety is priority, which is what any normal living organism, you know, like all other living organisms, you would demonstrate it by refusing to have dogs anywhere near your children. Regardless of what type of fascination you have with dogs, you would say, oh, dogs are great, but I'm not going to have one inside of my home. I don't think so. I have a baby, I have a toddler, I have a child, I have children, I have a family, I have me. Then could mutilate you. So you don't care about yourself. And obviously, if you don't care about yourself, you're not going to care about any of the kids that you gave birth to. They're just an extension of you. So in the end, The child represents an extension of a parent who doesn't value themselves. They don't value themselves, so they're not going to value you. But this behavior is so backwards that there have been laws put in place to charge people who do things like this. There are laws in place right now that should get all of these dog owners arrested. If you have a child in the house and a dog, they should all be arrested based on the laws we have right now. And I believe that what it takes is for people to shed light on it. A big part of the problem is that we're too fragmented. The anti-dog community is far too fragmented. They don't work together. But we will. Very soon. Just like these pit bull lovers congregate and talk about dogs. Look at this. How many of y'all seen this?
Topping our news tonight, despite the chilly conditions, dozens of people gathered in downtown Columbus today, hoping to help change stereotypes some dog breeds fall under.
Change stereotypes some dog breeds fall under. So pit bulls out here leading the way, ripping people's face off, almost the only ones that mutilate people. The fact that they mutilate people is a stereotype that they just happen to fall under. Okay. They just happen to fall under statistics and real doctor reports. Okay. More lies. Lie, dishonest. This has to be called out. It's too easy of a target. And there's nothing they can say in response because this is what they're doing. Ignoring reality.
Breeds fall under.
The protest Pit In, as it was called, was organized after an article was published in a local newspaper about a dog attack. Newsletter 9's Andy Hubble was there and joins us live in studio with more in our top story.
About a dog attack. So they congregated and rallied simply because they read a report in the local newspaper about a dog attack. Now, they don't give details on what of that attack. I'd like to know, because it sounds like one of those stories where a child was involved.
These protesters are upset with the newspaper, saying the phrases they used to describe these dogs were harsh. They say it all starts with education and hope people will see the loving side when it comes to pit mix breeds.
Listen. More delusion. More denial, dishonesty, more lying. When you have the kind of statistics that we have, where these things sending some 1,000 kids to the ER every day, when these things are biting 5 million people, 2.5 million children, and that's just reported incidents, I don't want to hear nothing about how loving you think they are. When we have statistics the way that we do, when we have the images available to us of people, children, old people torn to shreds, where their face is literally ripped off, I don't want to hear none of your babble about how loving they are. Do you not understand? Is there something you nutters don't understand about that? The statistics don't reflect dogs as loving. And don't nothing. Statistics speak for themselves. No, I don't want to hear your little nutter stories. I don't want to watch your little stupid videos with some happy music playing in the background as if that's evidence and proof. Get out of here.
Owners and their dogs of all shapes and sizes gathered.
So they gathered in response to an article written. And again, people, why is there so many women? Oh, this is disturbing.
And sizes gathered on the corner of 10th Street and Broadway from...
What? Here's one guy. Okay?
Friday to stand up against bully breeds after an article was published in a local Columbus newspaper.
And it had a lot of backlash from people online saying very violent things about pit bulls and how they should be like hunted down and killed, basically.
Yeah, they should be hunted down and killed. You got a problem with that? Explain the problem that you have with that, with statistics, with facts, with medical reports, please. I don't want to hear no nutter babble and your goofy philosophies. Yeah, they should be all hunted down and killed so that they will stop hunting us down and killing us. Nobody interested in having some ticking time bomb. You don't know which one's going to spaz out and attack people and which one's not, and you don't know when it's going to happen. So yeah, hunt them down and kill them before they kill us. Now, I'm saying that this should happen, should be carried out by the government. Again, I don't encourage people to go out and break the law. I'm not telling you to go out and hunt pit bulls down and kill them. This should be done by all world governments in the interest of public safety and health.
So, being the owner of a few pit bulls, that's very worrisome.
Demonstrators say it's all about education and awareness. Give kisses!
Education and awareness is not going to stop a pit bull from charging at you and mauling you. It never has stopped a dog attack in the past. You notice how they keep telling the public that all it takes is this, all it takes is that. They've been saying that for decades. Well, if that's all it takes, why isn't it working?
Education and awareness.
Education and awareness.
They hope to reverse.
Boy, these people, this is easy work. These nutters have no information. They're just easy work. If we were to congregate in opposition to these people, I'm telling you, all they would be able to do is leave. They have no
the
facts.
stereotype pit mixes have in the community.
I don't think you can say that label any particular breed. I mean, it's all about being a good dog.
Yeah, we can label particular breeds. What is you talking about? Certain breeds were bred for different things. What are you talking about? What is she talking about? Yes, we can label certain breeds. You airhead. Are these the geniuses that you nutters have speaking for you? Making statements like this? Pit bulls were bred to fight. They have incredible instincts and abilities for killing and fighting. What are you talking about?
I don't think you can say that label any particular breed. I mean, it's all about being a good dog owner and treating your dog with respect.
No, it's about genetics. That's what it's about. This is about bully breeds. This article, this rally here was about pit bulls. So we're talking about genetics. We don't want to hear nothing about a good dog owner. Good people don't own these things. They would not dare be in possession of a pit bull. You want to talk about what good people do? They don't put other people's lives in danger. They don't put their kids or other people's kids' lives in danger. Good people are far too good to do what you're doing, pit nutters.
I don't think you can say that label any particular breed. I mean, it's all about being a good dog owner and treating your dog with respect.
Treat the dog with respect. This thing leeching on people. Being a complete bum of an organism. Begging for food, water, and shelter. And we're supposed to respect them on top of that? What are you talking about? So, these pit bulls attack people because they're not being respected? Is that what you're saying? Remember, this rally is in response to a report of a dog attack. So we don't know how to respect pit bulls. Is that what you're saying? So the person who's sitting down, minding their business, like the guy on that scooter, and he's chased down by 3 pit bulls because he's not showing them enough respect? When, in what scenario does what you say apply? I've never seen someone who before a dog attack was disrespecting the dog. What is she talking about? Wow. People, what is this? Are we getting dumber? It seemed like by the decade, people are just getting dumber.
That's all they want is they just want to be loved.
That's all they want is want to be loved. More delusion. Lying. Now, listen to their expert.
There's a lot of information out there that's inaccurate.
Leslie Timberlake, a manager at Paws Humane.
She said there's a lot of information out there that's inaccurate.
A pit bull is not a specific breed.
Oh, and there you go. Pit bull is not a specific breed. They're going over the same rhetoric, the same jargon. It's not a specific breed. What else she say?
Casts a wide net around dogs who have specific traits.
When people think of a pit bull, they think of a dog that has a big, blocky head, stocky, strong body. That's a physical characteristic.
What is she talking about? When people think of a pit bull, they think of a wide, blocky head, a wide jaw, and your point. That's a physical characteristic. Your point?
That's a physical characteristic.
No, duh.
She says studies have shown that pit bulls are no more prone to harm a person.
Well, where was she going with that? Where was she going with that? That's a physical characteristic. Yeah, it is a physical characteristic. And it's a characteristic of how much damage they can do when they attack. They got a big wide mouth, a big blocky heavy head with a lot of muscles in their face. I mean, can we finish this sentence that you started, you pit nutter? And this supposed to be expert. Let's finish with you this thought that you tried to whip up together, you big dummy. Yeah, they got particular characteristics that makes them more efficient killers. What about that don't you understand? These people's brains are fried, people. Sometimes I feel like my brain is fried just examining these people's behavior. Now, she just totally left that topic alone. She didn't even make a point.
Of a pit bull, they think of a dog that has a big, blocky head, stocky, strong body.
That's true.
That's a physical characteristic.
Completely out of her mind. Oh, it may not be technically a pit bull. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares but you. The only people who care about stuff like that is the people who struggling and bending over backwards to keep them in the community. Nutter, don't try to push that stupidness off on us.
She says studies have shown that pit bulls are no more prone to harm a person or another animal than any other.
Oh, they're no more prone to harm a person or another animal. People, we know that's a lie. Statistics prove that's a lie. Most dogs and most animals in society are attacked by pit bulls, by bully breeds. It's like over 60-70% of all animals killed by another animal was killed by a pit bull. What are they talking about? There's studies, but there's always some secret study, isn't it? Even though we got all the facts, we have all the relevant statistics, but there was a study done in the University of Anchorage, Alaska, that said, oh boy, these people's, their ignorance is sort of humorous. Their low IQ, this is something funny about it, but this is very serious.
Dog.
Those animals who bite, harm, and injure are a product of nature and nurture.
The dogs that attack are a product of nature and nurture.
So how humans raise an animal is a critical part of that puzzle.
So all the dogs that attack people, they were raised to attack. They were taught that by an evil human. You don't understand. I've magically found that out. Right, Nutter? You somehow invented a time machine and the ability to visit every household where an attack took place, and you discovered and you had to go back in time the entire duration of the dog's life to monitor and examine exactly how it was raised. You've done this according to you, and you've discovered that all of the dogs that attack were raised and taught to attack by some evil human. This is the best you Nutters got. This is what y'all want to rally. And this is one of their experts. Y'all better be scared. You Nutters. I know some of you Nutters that work at shelters and y'all part of these goofy Nutter organizations. Some of you follow the channel. You better be scared. When y'all see us show up on the block, y'all better get off the block, because you're going to get embarrassed. Coming with this rhetoric, you better just keep your little low IQ selves at home. Stay off the block. Let us work. And look, I hate to talk about y'all like this, but enough is enough. Enough is enough. You can't just keep kid gloves on forever with a bunch of lunatics. At some point, you got to take them off. These people are plumb out of their minds.
Experts say that not letting a dog socialize, having improper training, abuse, or even medical problems.
Oh, it's not properly social. Again, they've gone back in time and examined all the dogs. And we've been over this nonsense before. Oh, it's a lack of training. Well, ban them. Ban them. Because we don't train any of these other animals that never attack us. So ban them. In fact, burn them. Right? Get the governments. This should be carried out by the government. You can euthanize them. Throw them in a pit of fire. I don't care how you do it. You want it to be painless, inhumane? I don't care. It needs to be done. It needs to be done to anything that needs to be trained to not attack me and others. Needs to be trained to not kill people. Something that's actually deadly needs to be trained to not attack. And it's actually in the dog's genetic makeup. It's instinct to attack and kill. You want me to just cross my fingers and hope that your specific dog won't lash out? No, thank you. No, thank you, Nutters. These pit Nutters are the most aggressive. They're the loudest. They think they know it all. They're always out here trying to say this is a myth, that is a myth. These pit Nutters. They are the extreme version of dog lovers. Their dogs are more dangerous. Their dogs are more deadly, which tells me that the owners are more dysfunctional, unstable, unhealthy, physically and mentally. And these people need to be dealt with accordingly. Now, I'm going to leave y'all with this. Already, this is longer than I intended. I'm going to leave y'all with this. Some of these Nutters are starting to realize how sick they are, how sick their culture is. I mentioned this in the members area. By the way, I just found out that I have 72 videos, pre-recorded videos in the members area. I didn't even know that. 72 videos and 50 live streams in the members area. But I talked about this, I touched on this in the members area. These people are starting to realize how sick their culture is, and they're slowly trying to bring morals into play. I ran across this article. This article surfaced today. Y'all got to remember, a lot of people, different types of people, follow Pitbull Victim Awareness, follow my channel, and other anti-dog channels. A lot of nurses, doctors, and whatnot, journalists. But I saw this today. I think I tweeted it. Therapy dogs aren't always the answer to help children with autism. That's the title. Again, this surfaced today. Dogs are never the answer. They're never the answer. But at least some dog lovers actually admitted that. Admitted what we've been saying, or at least partially admitted it. They're not always the answer. Now you read this article, they're basically saying that before you try to use a dog to help a child with autism, you should find out if the child likes dogs or not. That's all it's saying. I'll share a link to this article. You can all read it for yourself, but that's all it's saying. It's saying that, hey, some kids don't like dogs. With some kids, their anxiety increases when dogs are around. So that's not the best option. Duh. We've been saying this forever. That's all we've been talking about. They pointed out how they had a group of kids with autism, and they pointed out how some of the kids didn't want nothing to do with that dog. Right? And they pointed towards a study. You don't need to conduct no study. You don't need a university to conduct a study for you to figure that out. That's common sense. So I question if there was even a study. This just looked like a moment of honesty. Talking about they found some children with autism enjoy being with dogs. They are not preferred by all children with autism. Identify children. See? Identifying the preferences of individual children before bringing a dog around them. Duh. You're just now starting to get some basic human courtesy. Y'all see what I'm saying? There ain't nothing extraordinary about this. This is basic courtesy. Wow. Is it really rocket science, nutters? Where is it? Let me see. Right here. In the study, boys with autism between 4 and 9 were told that if they completed certain tasks, their reward would be a choice to play with the dog or other form of entertainment, such as playing with toys. And they saw that some boys played with the dog, some were indifferent toward the dog and mainly played with the toys, and some didn't want to go around that dog at all. Hats off to those children, whoever they are. They are the ones you need to cater your business around. You should not bring dogs in there at all for their sake. And you don't know why they don't like dogs. I told y'all there's always been a group of people who are not into dogs. And children in general are more honest. They're not thoroughly brainwashed. And you're probably more likely to see kids say, I don't want nothing to do with that mutt. So hopefully these nutters are slowly starting to come around. We will see. But I thought this was a horrible article. Horrible videos. I'm not impressed. You don't get no thumbs up from me. Right? Give me a call when you want to get serious. When you want to deal with facts. When you want to deal with just how dangerous these things are. Not only physically, but for our health. And we can have that discussion. Big shout out to Master H. Big shout out to Master H in the super chat. Big shout out to everybody able to join me for this live stream up in here. These nutters get on my nerves. They get me going every time. I was so frustrated today. I actually made another video before I even came live. I had to vent in the members area. Boy, these people get me going like nothing else. Telling you, this is the most. There are more zombies in this cult than in anywhere I can think of. Where people just don't think, they're just fake, dumb, not intelligent, sociopaths, psychopaths, don't care about nobody but themselves, always a victim. You, let me endanger you. Those days are over. Big shout out to everybody. And I hope you all join me on the next live stream as we continue with this crusade.